Copyright applies to the following verbal and written content. With the exception of the content owner, complete content excerpts and links may be used for nonprofit purposes only, provided that full and clear credit is given to the following names wherein: Diary Single Woman, Diary of a Single Woman, and Miss Anonymous. Appropriate and specific direction to the original content must be used. All rights are reserved.
Hi, I'm Miss Anonymous with Diary of a Single Woman. I hope that you have been enjoying my true erotic stories from my diary. Yes, I do have a lot more true stories to share with you. But in the meantime, I have a proposition for you. Yes, a proposition. I want you to take a journey with me. Take a journey into a mysterious, taboo, and intriguing world of sensual fiction. A world that offers a place for you to escape from your normal daily life. A world that expands your mind beyond boundaries. Beyond boundaries you never knew you had. A world where you discover intimate thoughts and feelings you thought you were incapable of. A place where you can indulge in nail-biting stories. Oh yeah, this is going to be so damn good. I'm writing this lustful, adventurous novel just for you. I've named this series as a tribute to the breathtaking trilogy that had us all glued to our books and movie screens. Well, fasten your seatbelts, or should I say unfasten your seatbelts, and get ready to live life on the edge. Welcome to 50 Shades of Red. Chapter 9, Part 1. Fabian returns to the entertainment room with a brown leather belt in hand. It was wrangled around his hand like a lasso. He walks over and hands the belt to me.
"The leather belt you requested, Miss Jamerson,"
Fabian said. I grab hold of the belt and respond, "Thank you, Fabian. I appreciate it." He turns around and walks away from me. Just before he exits the entertainment room, he stops and looks over at Ethan.
"Are you sure you don't need me to do anything else for you, boss?"
Ethan clears his throat and says,
"No, not at the moment."
Fabian slightly nods his head, then exits the room. The entertainment room doors close shut. I unravel the leather belt to see how long it is. I examine the holes, then loop the belt through just to get the hang of it. I look up at Ethan, and he is staring at me with a devious smirk on his face.
"Are you sure you want to do this? You know there's an old saying, what goes around comes around."
Yes, I'm aware of the phrase. As I hold the brown leather belt up into the air with my finger inside the loop, I continue saying, "And it looks like things have come around full circle for you." I ended my comment with a devious smile that matched his. I look around the room and point to a chair. "Have a seat over there and take off your shirt. I need you in a position of where I can safely secure this around your neck. Oh, and by the way, that's not one of my commands. My commands will start once I have this around your neck. Ethan deepens his devious smile, and as he pompously walks over to the chair, he begins to unbutton his shirt. He removes it and carelessly throws it across the room, his large muscles flexing with each movement. He then lifts his undershirt up and pulls it over the top of his head, then tossing it carelessly into the air. He sits down onto the chair. I walk over and run the palm of my hand around the back of his neck. Oh, I'm going to prolong this moment as long as I can. I then slide the palm of my hand around to the front of Ethan's neck. I feel the movement of his Adam's apple as he swallows. I use my tongue to graze the bottom of my lip to remind myself of how sore it was. I can still taste my salty blood as my tongue presses against the bottom of it, remembering how Ethan unexpectedly bit my lip.
Are you going to have me sit here and play house all day, or are you scared to follow through?
Ethan said with arrogance. I don't answer him. I continue stalking Ethan's Adam apple with the palm of my hand. Ethan starts to laugh. I abruptly remove my hand and replace it with the leather belt. With one fast swoop, I wrap the belt around his neck and pull it tight. Ethan manages to squeeze out a few words.
Easy, my little dove. I would hate for you to discover an arrow of pain once this is all said and done.
Ethan was referring to his red chamber ceiling that was a mural painting. A mythological unisex creature was releasing two doves into the blue sky. From a distance, Cupid shot an arrow into the necks of both doves, causing their blood to drip down. I still don't reply to Ethan's remarks. I was in the moment. I loop the belt through the belt buckle. I secure it so that it was just loose enough for him to breathe. If you flex your necks or become tense, you can't breathe, I said, thinking about the gimp mask he showed me in the obedience room. Now, my commands begin. Follow, I commanded. Ethan turned his head to look at me. His face had the look of disbelief. Dog, follow, I firmly commanded. Ethan turned his head from looking at me. He slowly stands up from the chair, with one end of the belt looped around his neck and the other end secured tightly around my hand. Ethan begins to walk. No, I said follow, remembering some of the commands used for my childhood puppy when our family had Scooter trained. Ethan starts to stand behind me. No, that's not correct. The command follow means that you get on all fours and follow behind me, I explained. Ethan said,
Are you serious?
I looked him dead into his eyes and responded, I'm as serious as a fucking heart attack. Ethan gives me another devious smile and starts to move onto his hands and knees, all while shaking his head. Oh shit, Ethan is really going to do this? I can't believe it. Making sure I keep a serious look on my face, I walk in front of Ethan, the back of my body facing him. "Follow," I command, and start walking forward. Oh God, I wish I had a video camera. He's actually following me. I repeatedly walk in a circle with Ethan trailing behind me, scooting on his hands and knees, his bare arms and chest outlining his muscular body, just to stroke my ego. I tug on the belt, causing it to tighten around his neck for a second. So, this is what complete control feels like. I can see how a person can get spoiled to being in control. I give orders and Ethan does whatever I say. Okay, let me give another command. I walk Ethan back over to the chair he sat in, still holding the belt in my hand with the other end looped around his neck. I sit down onto the chair. Ethan is still on his hands and knees. I give another command. Sit. Ethan stares at me again and slowly shakes his head. He changes his position so that he is only on his knees while his upper body remains upright. Ha! I feel like stroking my ego again. I tug on the brown leather belt, forcing his head to the front of my bosom. Suck my breast, I commanded. Ethan smiles, then licks his lips. He's such a freak. Before I knew it, Ethan moved his arm up to my spaghetti straps on my dress and rips them off. Surprised by his forcefulness, I released the leather belt from my hand. Ethan quickly moves the top of my dress down, bringing my strapless bra down with it. He grabs both of my breasts with his hands. Ouch! He's holding my breasts so tight. He starts licking and sucking, licking and sucking. Ugh, this feels so fucking good. He clenches his teeth around one of my nipples. Ugh, I moan. He bites, sucks, licks. Ethan grabs the small of my back, pushing my body into his. I try to focus on his face, the leather belt dangling around his neck, his eyes in sex mode. He bites, sucks, licks. He begins tearing my dress off of me. Damn, I didn't know Ethan was this strong. I don't even care about the sound of my dress ripping apart. All I focus on is the wetness that had soaked my panties. Breathing heavily, I realized that I need to give Ethan my final command to complete the round. Eat my pussy, I murmured. Ethan heard me. Shit. He completely rips my dress in two. I have never, ever seen anyone do this in real life. I feel both of his hands tug at my panties. He rips them off. My panties are gone. I feel Ethan's strong tongue enter into my paradise. Oh shit. His tongue is so hot, so wet. I begin thrusting my hips, fucking his tongue. I want him to swallow all of my juices. I don't give a damn about the game, Fabian, his bouncer, or Evelyn the maid. I fuck his tongue, moaning uncontrollably. I see Ethan move his hands downwards to his pants, all while still licking and penetrating my paradise with his hot tongue. He forcefully moves his pants and briefs down, exposing his hard, long, thick, humongous steel. Oh my, I forgot how huge Ethan was, remembering our playful encounter in the warehouse with all the mirrors. Ethan abruptly removes his mouth from my paradise. He stands up with the belt still dangling from his neck.
I'm going to fuck the shit out of you right now.
Ethan completely removes his pants and briefs, his muscular physique looking so perfect, his skin so beautiful, yet so masculine. As I continue to sit into the chair, he takes his hands and forcefully spreads my legs wide apart. He moves forward and dives into me. Oh my, his steel. Oh shit. Ethan then takes his hands and places them on top of the chair. He pushes the chair upward so that my feet are dangling. He goes deeper inside of me, fucking me. I can't believe that this is our first time having sex with each other. I never imagined our first time to be like this. His steel is more than I can bear. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Ethan, stop. I'm sorry, Ethan, stop. Please stop. Ethan still grows more solid, and he fucks me more hard and fast. The chair starts to scoot across the entertainment room. Ethan is a beast, a sexual beast. As I'm being scooted along in the chair, feeling pain and pleasure from his steel, my head is lifted up to the ceiling, my dress hanging off by the shreds, my breasts bouncing up and down into the air. I feel my paradise wetness leak out onto the seat. All of a sudden, Ethan abruptly removes his steel from inside me. He moves it up towards my breast. I see and feel his hot, white, creamy ejaculation fluid pour out non-stop all over my breast. Ethan moves his steel from side to side, ensuring he covers both of my breasts with his milky, hot fluid. He lets out a sigh, and with his head tilted back, looking up at the ceiling, he says,
Next time, I'm going to fill your mouth with my cum, and you will swallow every drop.
This ends Chapter 9, Part 1. Tune in next week for Chapter 9, Part 2 to find out what happens next. After officially becoming intimate, has Ethan sealed the deal with the relationship agreement? You don't want to miss what's next. Here's a question for you. Have you ever been involved with someone you would normally leave but don't because the sex is so good? I will be releasing an unscripted video for Chapter 9 Part 1 in the next few days. This is going to be so juicy. Yours truly, Miss Anonymous.